Good morning, thriving warriors. Today is Friday, May 19th, 2023. Currently, the weather is 73 degrees, and the high is going to be 95. So we're getting close to that 100 mark. Once we get there, we will not go back down below that for quite a while. So 70 to 95 degrees today. Okay, so once again, here we are at Department of Career Services, where our goal is to help you get from Someday Isle to Successlandia. And we do that through a series of morsels that are easy to get, scoop out of the metaphorical sea, chomp on, digest, all good, easy stuff, good nourishment. So that's how we do it. We provide those. See down below, there's a whole bunch of them. In fact, we added a couple more in today. Let's see, we have a link to not to our online course, but a link to our book, the State Pen Practical Exercises book, which is going to be revised soon. So you can click on that, our online course, the Zoom call, the Wednesday Zoom call, our motivational video, which I watched, which again was especially good, a little Jordan Peterson video, Divine Inspiration. We added in Mark Divine's weekly blog posting. This is about archetypal intuition. TED Talk, again, this week, finishing up this week with practical leadership. Now that we've got the boat going, we are a sail. We're heading to to some Successlandia. We're heading there, leaving Someday Isle, headed towards Successlandia. And there is the highs and lows and things we have to deal with, practical leadership. So this is, in that we have the Inc. magazine, ancient Greek words that will help you lead a happy, successful, modern life. Daily Stoic, Seth's blog, which today is too long, we had to truncate it. Fables, Aesop's Fables, David Goggins, Jack Rowland, Baraka Church, Our Prayer, and the transcripts from Seth Godin's thing. So a lot packed into this. This is just the starting thing. So good morning, Todd, and good morning, Diana. So it looks like the gang is back. The band is back. Okay, next, what do we do next? Next is we get started with our coffee. I'm doing the French press. Once again, tried something a little bit different today. Okay, pen from Wadabebi book. We have to write this stuff down. We have to remember it. It's not enough to learn it. We need to remember it. Okay, so that's where we are on that. Let's get started with the advice from an 80-year-old. Number 19, become the most positive and enthusiastic person you know. Okay. You want to get from point A to point B on your journey from Someday Isle to Successlandia. Be the most positive and enthusiastic person you know. It's kind of like, duh, but I don't like to be that. People think I'm a pushover. Nope. Maybe they will, but that's the wrong people. It's a good indication. Wrong people. Okay, next. Let's write in our book. I'm so happy and grateful now that blank. And then ask our brain the question, what am I so happy and grateful for now? Today's motivational video talked a lot about not being afraid to fail. And what's his name? Harvey talked about every time you fail, say, okay, I got that one out of my system. He talked about Michael Jordan had over 900 game-winning shots, and he made less than 200 of them. He missed over 700 game-winning shots, but people don't remember the misses. They remember the ones that he made it. Every time you come up short, Harvey is saying to take the attitude of, okay, got that one out of my system. Because if you keep going, you will prevail. You will prevail. It's when we quit that the game is over. There are always highs and lows. Okay. Next. Seth Godin, Seth's blog. I will read it, but it's not down below. The little person at the control panel, the one who sees what the retina produces, the one who decides, the one who speaks up. That's our homunculus. This is the dualist solution to the free will problem. Yes, I have a physical body, they say, but I also have a little human inside me that gets to make free decisions separate from that. Anthropomorphism is a powerful tool. When we encounter something complex, we imagine that, like us, it has a little person at the controls, someone who, if we were at the control panel, would do what we do. A tiger or a lion isn't a person, but we try to predict their behavior by imagining that they have a little person, perhaps more feline, more wild, and less smart than us, at the controls. Our experience of life on Earth is a series of narratives about the little people inside of everyone we encounter. Artificial intelligence is a problem then, because we can see the code and thus proof there's no little person inside. So when computers beat us at chess, we say, that's not artificial intelligence, that's simply dumb code that can solve a problem. And we did the same thing when computers started to compose music or draw images. The quotes are important because computers couldn't possibly have a little person inside. And now, LLM and things like ChatGPT turn this all upside down because it's essentially impossible even for AI researchers to work with these tools without imagining the little person inside. The insight that might be helpful is this. We don't have a little person inside us. None of us do. We're simply code all the way down, just like ChatGPT. It's not that we're now discovering a new sort of magic. It's that the old sort of magic was always an illusion. Okay, we don't have a little person inside of us. We are code. We are programmed. Okay, interesting. Let's go on to our Aesop's fable. The mole and his mother. The mole and his mother. A little mole once said to his mother, "Why, mother, you said I was blind, but I'm sure I can see." Mother Mole saw she would have to get such conceit out of his head, so she put a bit of frankincense before him and asked him to tell what it was. The little mole peered at it. "Why, it's a pebble." "Well, my son, that proves you've lost your sense of smell, as well as being blind." Moral of the story. Moral of the story. Boast of one thing, and you will be found lacking in that and a few other things as well. Okay. All right. No comment on that, but here's what I say to you. It's simple. Trust is essential. If people believe in you, they will believe you. And if they don't, they won't. As such, don't say things you know not to be true, which is a Jordan Peterson thing. Stop saying things that you know not to be true. Because what happens is what? People find out the truth and then they can't trust you. If they can't trust you, when you want them to do something for you, they're not likely to do it. Okay, let's see how we're doing over here with people. Diana, good morning, Director 333. Don't know what that means. Failure I'm used to, yet I'm still trying to get it right. I get knocked down, but I get up. Okay, cool, right. That is the attitude. How often do you do that? How often do you get up? I say to you 70 times, 7 times. All right, prayer for serenity. Reinhold Niebuhr. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen. Okay, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. That's kind of Stoicism. The accept the things I cannot change. The courage to change the things I can. It's another Stoic thing. And the wisdom to know the difference. Also another Stoic thing. Because in Stoicism, moral virtue is enough. Moral virtue is enough. We got that from Michael Sugra. All righty then. Where are we at? 12 minutes. All right, we can talk about the boat, das Boot. So, what do we do here? We help you navigate your journey from Someday Isle to Successlandia. We don't do it for you. We help you learn to use the tools to do it. What does that mean? Well, that means that we metaphorically imagine you're on Someday Isle. You're the potential of everything you can become, which decreases over time. When you're an infant, typical infant middle-class family, the opportunities and the potential things you can do are just massive. As you get older, they become more narrow. As you do things like take drugs, go to prison, it becomes really much more narrow, the possibilities of what you can become. But you're still on Someday Isle, and you want to get to Successlandia. And for us, success is what? Money times meaning and purpose. So if you have no meaning and purpose, you're not successful, because anything time multiplied by 0 is 0. So you have to have meaning and purpose, where meaning is to act such that everything you do matters, and purpose is service to others. Okay? You're saved. We're saved by grace alone, so we don't need to strive for that. We cannot buy or work our way into heaven. All right, so disclaimer for people thinking I'm saying something different. Just talking about success, not eternal salvation. Just the simple little thing of success on earth. What does that mean? Money times meaning and purpose. Okay, so imagine life is like a sea, which is turbulent, unpredictable, uncontrollable, subject to highs and lows, storms and calms, great days, bad days, that we do not control. But we are going to be afloat on this sea in a boat that we build and put a crew together, because we cannot get there alone, cannot man the ship, cannot sail it to some Successlandia alone. So we help you with the tools, and the tools we help you with are physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. And like the boat, you have the sails, the rudder, the below deck, and the hull. Those 4 things each match up. Physical equals sails, mental equals rudder, emotional equals below deck, and spiritual equals the hull. So you can't get there unless all 4 of those things are working. And in life, if you're not physically fit, you're not going to make it. The journey could end abruptly and or painfully, etc. You have to be smart because the world is difficult. You have to be able to navigate your boat. And sometimes you have to sail into the wind. It's not always going to be at your back. So you need to know how to navigate over there. Otherwise, if you rudder brakes or you just let the wheel go, you will be rudderless. And you will be subject to the wind and the currents, and it'll probably dash you on the rocks, but it's a virtually impossible probability that you will manage to get to Success Landia by taking your hand off the wheel and become rudderless in the sea of life. And then there is the whole, which is the spiritual. Spiritual for us is Christianity, belief that Jesus is the Messiah. And that's the most important thing, because your sails could be down, your rudder could be down, your below deck could have problems. But if the hull is safe, you can get rescued. Someone can come along and rescue you. But if the hull is breached and you're taking on water, you're going to go down, and it's going to be not good. So, having said that, where are we with time? 16:30. And Diana, it is your turn. What is our next breadcrumb? Yes, act such that yesterday was the only easy day. You want to get from point A to point B. You want to continue on your journey. It's easy. Act such that yesterday was the only easy day. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. Embrace the suck. Push yourself just a little bit more today. Help out 5 people today. Make their lives a little bit better or easier, or both. Do those things. And lastly, Charlene, when is the journey over? The journey is over when we stop breathing, when our heart stops. That's when the journey is over. If you're still here, God is not through with you yet. You still have things to do. Right. That is true. So, with that, at 17:30 in, how about if we get in and cut so I can go on the walk? Everyone here is welcome to join us on the morning walk. So Charlene says shalom and cut, and Diana says and cut, and cut. Boom.